I'll talk to you guys in a while. All right, let's get started. So, who wants to go first? Who has a question that they'd like me to answer regarding anything? It really doesn't matter. This is open forum training. Oh, nobody? Oh, okay. Well, we can take tonight off then. That's what's up. Oh, Leslie, yeah, what's going on, dude? You're muted if you're talking, by the way.
Yeah, I would like you to go over the calculator um, to show me how to add a property and create an offer without
Oh,
the
based off
deals.
of
Not
without Deal Sniper?
yeah.
Okay. So I get this question a lot. Can we use Deal Sniper for off market deals? Yeah, you can. You can use Deal Sniper for anything. It's not going to give you the most accurate numbers as far as purchase price and what you should offer, but the rent, the taxes, the insurance, all those will be accurate. And you need those to underwrite any deal. Even if you're doing, so I know some of you come from the other Discord community that I'm in, where you have VAs calling for you and you're getting leads that way. You can use this calculator to underwrite and create a creative offer for each one of these categories. So what I'm going to do, because it didn't seem like too many people had too many questions anyway, is that I'm actually going to go through each one of these. I'll go through a cash offer. I'll go through a creative offer. I'll start this way. So cash will be the last thing that we go through. So let's say you're talking to a seller, whether it's an off market deal, you're talking directly to the seller. You ask them if they're open to a seller financing or creative option, and you basically put in the same thing that you went over. So you're you're going to ask the seller how much you want to sell the house for. So just for easy numbers, I'll just do something simple. We'll do 200,000. That's 20. Okay, so we'll do 200,000. We'll give them, well, our max is, well, no, we'll give them $10,000 down. And cash to seller will be 10. Our assignment fee, I want 10. That's always going to stay the same. Just for ease of argument, I'm going to say the place rents for $2,000. That seems about normal. And then there's no realtor fee because there's no realtor. So here's how I would deliver this offer. Oh, you know what? I'm going to make up some other stuff too for a second. I'll make up because I don't want to pre-do the deal. So we'll say it's 1900 for the taxes and 1300 for the insurance. Okay. So in this situation, here's the deal as it breaks down. That's creative financing right there. Okay, you want to sell your house for 200,000? I'll tell you what. I'll give you $190,000. I'll give you $200,000 purchase price. I'll give you $10,000 down. You'll seller finance the extra 190, and then I'll give you monthly payments. I'll pay you off in 10 years. Same thing. But what I would do is if the seller is asking for 10,000 or for $200,000, I'd offer them 210. Or hell, you know what? I mean, you could go for it if the house is in good shape. That's the other thing you have to worry about if you're doing this for on market, off market properties. You need to make sure the house is in good shape. A lot of times when it's on market, they'll have the photos right there. You can see that. But let's say, for sake of argument, you confirm it's in relatively decent shape. It doesn't need a major rehab. I would offer them $220,000 as a purchase price. I would say something along the lines of, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, thank you so much for considering seller finance. That helps my buyers to cash flow. And we really feel like this is a win-win for everyone. So I know you were asking me for $200,000. What we came up with, since you're willing to consider seller financing, we'll do a purchase price of $220,000. That extra $20,000, I'll give you cash in your pocket at closing. And then we'll give you a monthly payment of about $550 a month, and we'll get you paid off in about 10 years. Can you make that work? And here's why I deliver it that way. Because I don't want to say trigger phrases. All these people that you're talking to obviously have bought a house before because you're trying to buy it from them. So most of the time people get a conventional loan, which is 20% down, financing 80 through the bank. So if you use trigger phrases like, if I were to say, hey, I'm going to give you a $20,000 down payment, that word or that phrase down payment is going to trigger in their head. They're going to be like, oh, that's right. I paid a down payment. Wait a minute. My down payment was 20%. Sean, why can't I have 20% if I'm supposed to be the bank? That's why we don't use that phrase. Notice I didn't say anything about a balloon. All I said was we'll get you paid off in 10 years. Didn't say anything about the term either. I also didn't mention interest rate. Here's another thing that you want to do if you're dealing with anyone, whether it's on market or off market. Don't use percentages, use the dollar amount, especially if you're talking to a seller. Realtors, they do this, so they're pretty good at math, quick math anyway. But sellers, if I were to say, hey, I'm going to give you 10% down, or I'm going to say to you, I'm going to give you $20,000 cash in your pocket when we close. That sounds a lot better. It's the same number, essentially, but one sounds better to the ear than the other. Because again, if I were to say 10% down, well, wait a minute, why can't I have 15%? Why can't I have 20%? But if you're offering someone 20 grand extra on top of what they're asking, especially if it's not on market, you're not dealing with a realtor, then that's going to be much more enticing. And they're less likely to ask you for more money than that. Like, damn, you're already giving me $20,000 over asking and you're going to give it to me at closing. I'm probably not going to ask for more than that. Unless I really have a need for something like, hey, I really want to buy this truck and it's 25,000. Can you do, then they would do that. But most of the time they don't, because I've already thrown out a really big number. And then the next thing you want to check when you're finding these properties is you want to put in, did I say 79? That is not what I meant. I meant 19. Okay. So then you want to find out through Batch Leads, PropStream, PropWire, Zillow, Redfin, they all say it. You want to find out what the taxes are, or you can use Deal Sniper. It'll tell you what the taxes are. And then I think, what did I say? 1,300 for this one. And so now I need to figure out how much money per month I can give them. If you look here, it says that it should be $555.56. If that doesn't work, I want to know what my max that I can give them. So remember, I need to keep that number at 10% or above. That number's already good. So what if I go up 750? Okay. What if I go up 950? Okay. What about 1,200? Okay. 1,300. Nope, too much. 1,250. 1,225. There you go. So the most you want to offer them, because obviously the bigger this number is, the better. 10 is the minimum. That's bottom of the barrel for my team to even push the deal. So you want to make this number as high as you can. And the only thing that's going to control that is the monthly payment. So it says that we should be giving them $550. But in case they want to negotiate, you can have this number on hand in the back of your head. I already know that I can give them $1,200. So if they come back to you and say, hey, the $550 payment, that's good, but can I get more? Anytime someone asks you for more, well, how much do you want? Let them give you a number. So what if they say, I want $1,000? Yeah, that works. I mean, you don't want to just say that. And if you're negotiating, you want to say something along the lines of, hey, I'll tell you what, if I can do $1,000 a month, then I want to get this done. I'm going to send you some paperwork. We'll go through it. You'll sign it, and then we can get started. And I can start pushing this to my investors. That's how you agree to it. Especially if it's a slam dunk, because this is fine. That's a fantastic number. This is a great deal. So Leslie, did that answer your question on how to underwrite off-market deals on the calculator?
Yeah, that will work.
Okay. And the only other thing that is different is if they have a mortgage. And usually in my discovery call, when I'm talking to the seller for the first time, this is, again, off market. If I'm talking to the seller for the first time, then in my spiel somewhere, I'm going to ask, hey, are there any back taxes, mortgages, liens, code violations, anything my buyers have to worry about at closing? And usually the answer is no to all the other things. And then potentially, yes, there's a mortgage. And then I ask, all right, no big deal. What's the approximate mortgage balance, interest rate, and monthly payment? Just like if it's on market. And then once you have that information, then you can determine if they're trying to do a subject to or a hybrid. If they're asking you for very close to what their mortgage balance is as a purchase price, then it's a sub 2. If they're asking for a bunch more than what their mortgage balance is for their purchase price, then it's going to be a hybrid. And all you have to do is fill the numbers in.
And can I do the same thing for on market, right?
For on market, yeah, exactly the same thing.
Push
So
it
for
to
on market, even if whether you're using Deal Sniper or not,
right.
because I know not all of you guys are, whether you're using Deal Sniper or not, you can find a property that's been listed on market. Here, I'll show you how to do it. I'm just going to pick any property. Obviously, you want to be in an area that's 500,000 population or more. I'm just using this one as an example.
I got
So,
Newcastle County.
Redfin, Zillow, whoever that is, can you guys mute for a second? Redfin, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, they're all the same. They're all going to have some sort of filter just like this one. How long it's been listed. And I always pick 90 plus days. And then I zoom out. Now, again, you want to be in a bigger population, but even in this little area, there's 56 properties I can put offers in on. And that's all you do. Now, Deal Sniper will run the numbers. Deal Sniper will basically do what I just did for you and tell you what's offered. But you can do it yourself.
Yeah, but Deal Sniper doesn't put them. And then
That's true. Deal Sniper is very quick and it's real. It's already going to tell you what deal you need to get this locked up for in order to make it work.
To invent the real. Use the Deal Sniper the way it's tempted to use. Bro,
Exactly.
put the property.
David, are you talking to me?
No.
Oh, can you mute out real quick?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Leslie, did that answer your question?
Yeah, only one thing, the Deal Sniper give you the speed to make the offers.
Yeah, Deal Sniper runs the numbers for you and then it generates the email for you. All you have to do is copy and paste it and email it to a realtor.
Yeah.
But it is possible to do Deal Sniper stuff using the calculator. You got to do everything manually. Yeah, you just have to do everything manually.
Got it.
All right. Does anyone else have a question?
Yeah, so my question
What's up, dude?
my question is regarding, so I had a realtor refer me to an off-market property of her friends. Her friend lives in New Mexico.
Nice.
I found out that New Mexico is a non-disclosure state, so how would I comp? Because I couldn't find any comps. Like,
are you doing cash deals?
Yeah, so just this one, just an off-market cash deal for this one.
Do you have access to batch leads or prop stream?
Should I get access to one of those?
Yeah, one of them is free. I don't know which one it is. I think it's Prop Wire.
Prop Wire is the free one, yeah.
Yeah, Prop Wire should have it. If it doesn't, then yeah, you're gonna have to use either batch leads or prop stream.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do, or push them to creative. Oh, here we go. Prop Paleo. What is that called? Prop Paleo is great with non-disclosure states. It's in the chat. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see. Okay, who else has a question?
So I have another question in regards to, for example, the one that I need your help with dispoing. If they have a mortgage or like it's a wraparound situation and they don't want the due on sale clause to be triggered or get facilitated through a title company, could the whole process be facilitated without the usage of a title company? If it's a contract for deed?
No, you need to have someone that knows how to do that paperwork. I'm a huge believer in pay the professionals to do what they do. If you do a wrap, which is also like a lease to own, then I'd probably be real confident in saying that they're not going to trigger the due on sale clause.
Gotcha.
And to be perfectly honest with you, from what I understand, and I've been doing this for a while. No, I mean, not as long as a bunch of other people, I guess, but I've been doing this for a while. I've got a lot of deals under my belt. that I have personally done. You guys see how much I work. I don't leave people to do my shit for me. So I can tell you right now, I can count on a nub how many times a due on sale clause has ever been called. And those 2 times that it was called by Rocket Mortgage and Lending Tree. Most of the other big brick and mortar banks, they don't give a damn. As long as the payment's being paid, they don't care. They're not going to trigger it. So you should be good. But if you do a wraparound, it's not going to trigger it at all, even with a Rocket Mortgage or a Lending Tree, because to them, it looks like a lease to own. And in their mind, that's better than a subject to because of the
Gotcha.
taxes and the deed. Yeah, I'll show that in a second. Adam, what's up?
I kind of want to go over the deed, like the thing I DM'd you earlier today about the contract of deed property on how would I go about that exactly, or is that something that's even worth my time?
It is. It's
Okay.
not as. It's not as. There's the filter. It's not as attractive to an investor because they don't get to claim the taxes on the property. And then they always assume that their payment's being rolled into the property. So I'll tell you what I would do. If you're going to lock one of those up, something about it has to be killer. And what I mean by that, and I was just talking to someone about this earlier, there has to be something in the deal that justifies bending the rules or something that's unattractive. For example, let's say you have a deal under contract and, oh, actually, you guys can see my calculator. I can just show you. Okay, so let's say we'll use this deal right here, right? And the seller is adamant about wanting $30,000 as a down payment. Now,
Okay.
obviously, that's that's pushing it because our threshold is 10% max down payment. But if they're saying that the rent, let's say they're okay with the same monthly payment, right?
Wait, could you put the actual numbers in so I can visualize it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let me finish my point real quick.
All right.
So I don't lose my train of thought. So if you've got a deal like this, where they want more of a down payment, it's real close to that 20%, or hell, shit. Let's say there's a realtor involved, and they also want what would that be? 6,600? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's pushing us way above our threshold. Normally I would say no. But if you're saying, hey, Sean, look at the cash on cash return, they're great at the payment and the rent's good, 33%, that's something that an investor would be like, okay, I'll pay extra. I'll pay over what I normally do because this cash on cash return is fire. So it's got to be the other way around. Hey, the cash on cash return is like 9%, but the entry fee is only like $2,000. We're going to add our $10,000 assignment fee on there. So the total entry fee is going to be less than 10%. Okay, that makes sense. But if both of them are low, or it's got something that's not really pushing that attractive factor, or at least blocking the unattractive factor of a deal, then it probably isn't going to sell. So let's do yours and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, real quick. Does anyone have a question over what I just said? Because we're going to go into the deal and I'm basically going to be repeating myself with his numbers. And I want to make sure you guys can follow along. Does anyone need me to elaborate on what I just went over? Okay. All right, go ahead. What's the purchase price?
400,000.
Okay. What's the seller finance amount?
375.
Okay, entry fee seems good so far.
Down payment is 25.
What's the rent?
Let me put that. Shoot. Rent. A second. Rent is 2,880.
Okay. What are the taxes and the insurance?
Zero for HOA. Taxes is 3,919. And insurance is 1,512.
Okay. And what are we giving them as a monthly payment?
1,000.
Okay. Yeah. This is good for you. This is both boxes. Look at that. Super low entry fee. Wait a minute. Wait, are we paying the realtor anything?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
So
That's going to make a big difference because if we're paying a realtor 3% on this deal, that's 12 grand, which is part of the reason why I say that's still 13%. That's fine. I mean, it's obviously we wouldn't want that 12
how do
grand.
you actually go about like you just ask the realtor, are you getting like how do you go about that actually too? Like
Usually you bring that up if the realtor asks you, what about my commission?
okay.
And then you can say, well, that depends on what you want. I will cover up to 3% of your commission. If the seller, so here's how it works for a realtor. If the listing agent signed a contract with the seller saying that I'm going to sell your house and you're going to pay me, just for example, 3% of what you sell it for, right? Whatever the purchase price is, you owe me 3%. So in this case, that would be 12 grand. Then there's something called double ending the deal. That's when the listing agent, the person who puts the house on the market, also brings in the buyer. So then that same real estate agent can charge the buyer 3% for representing them in the deal. So here's what we will do. No matter what, we're covering 3%. So if the seller is willing to pay the realtor's commission and the realtor says, what about my commission for the buyer's end? Then yeah, you could put it into the deal, see if the numbers still work. If the real estate agent asks you, what about my commission because it's coming out of the seller's down payment and it's not going to be enough, or the seller is going to want to keep some of that money, then again, yeah, that's fine. If you want me to cover the seller's commission, I'll cover up to 3%. So no matter what, we're paying 3%. But what we're trying to determine is what the realtor's asking for. Is the realtor asking to double in the deal, in which case they'll say, okay, I will represent you as the buyer's agent, or would you like me to represent you as the buyer's agent? Then yeah, you're definitely paying them at least 3%. But if they just ask you, what about my commission? Then that's when you have to have a conversation with them and say, well, what's your arrangement with the seller? And if the arrangement with the seller is, I was supposed to get 3%, but now they're only getting a down payment, that's going to be a huge chunk of their money, then that's when you respond with, hey, no problem. I'll put your 3% in the deal. We'll cover it. So either way, it's 3%. You're just trying to figure out what they're trying to do.
Okay. I'll probably get that information tomorrow. But let's just say I am doing 3% for them. Let's just use that.
All right. So that would be $12,000. That would go into there. And then again, I still think we're good. 25 is that's a fantastic cash on cash return. And the entry fee, that's fantastic as well. I mean, especially that this is including, did I put the assignment fee in there? Hell yeah, I did. Yeah, this is a good deal. This is a really good deal.
Remember, she said that there was a deed on the property for a few years. So what is that?
Oh, this is the one with the 2 to 3 year payoff?
Yeah.
So essentially what that means is that this will have a 2 to 3 year balloon on it. That's not that attractive. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. I'm huge for acquisitions. I've been getting deals under contract, and a lot of them, for a real long time. I've only been running a disposition team for the last year and a half. So to my knowledge and what I've been told, buyers do not like short balloons. However, I am not one to think that I'm the end all be all of information. And there have been quite a few people in this Discord or in the Deal Sniper community that have been telling me that they know for a fact that buyers will take deals with 2 and 3 year balloons. I even connected with a buyer today that said they have no problem with a short balloon. So that may have changed. And I've just been doing shit the old way, which is entirely possible. I'm old. So I'm actively talking to a large chunk of our buyers through the disposition team, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. If I come back and I'll make a huge announcement And that's why I always tell you guys, if there's even 1% chance that we can close it, send it through. Let us try. It's free. It doesn't cost you guys anything.
Okay, and
You just
then
have to, and I'm a big, you guys know me. I like you guys to be honest. I'm honest. So if I do say, hey man, this one's got a little bit of an issue with it, you guys always make sure you set the proper expectation with the realtor. Real estate agents and wholesalers should be working in tandem, not in opposition of each other. We should be on the same team. And the way that we're going to do that is to start rebuilding what a lot of the bad wholesalers have done over the years. So when I say set the proper expectation, that means you go to the realtor and you say, look, I typically deal with buyers that look for this, this, and this. Your deal has this, and my buyers don't particularly like that. Some of them do, most of them don't. So I'm still going to push this thing as hard as I can over the next 2 weeks, and I'll try and find a buyer. If I find a buyer, great. If not, hey, we're right back to where we started. So that way, if the deal does fall through, if no one finds a buyer, the realtor's not, I knew these damn wholesalers ain't worth shit. You don't want that. You want to let them know ahead of time, hey, this is possible. It's under promise, over deliver. That's all you want to do.
okay,
But yeah, if there's a chance to move the deal, move the deal. Let's do it.
okay, and then I seen like this. Jonathan in the chat said about this balloon clause. That's like an infinite balloon glitch. So does that like? So do I have to bring up the balloon to the realtor tomorrow and say like, okay, listen.
No, usually the realtor will ask, how long are we doing this for? And you'll say, your answer on this one, well, I mean, it's a 2 to 3 years. So I guess your answer on this one will be, well, 2 to 3 years, because we have to do this payoff in 3 years.
Okay.
But no, don't ever bring up the balloon, because again, now this could be outdated knowledge, but to my understanding, at least up until a week ago, buyers like longer or no balloons. And the logic behind it is very simple. You guys are locking deals up at 0% interest. That means that they're able to cash flow at maximum. The moment that the balloon kicks in, if that buyer has to refinance the house in order to pull out equity to pay off the seller, now they have a mortgage with market interest rate and it cuts into their cash flow. So to my knowledge, that's why they don't like balloons. So I don't ever bring it up. I don't bring, that's even in my spiel earlier. I didn't say anything about a balloon. I don't say anything about down payment, and I don't say anything about interest rate. I don't even say those words.
Okay, so do I keep because you did mention that, but okay, so I get it now. So I have to just probably talk to her tomorrow, let her know, okay, listen, we could do the payoff in however, like 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
And just not bring up the balloons or anything like that.
Well, the payoff in 2 to 3 years is the balloon. So the way that it works, and there's an amortization and versus balloon video on my channel. You should watch it. But essentially, the amortization is how long we're stretching the deal out for. The balloon is when we're paying off the balance. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You see this deal right here?
Mm-hmm.
The payment should be $1,041.67. That means that if we pay this amount every month for 30 years, we'll get to that number to pay that off.
Mm-hmm.
So amortization means how long you have to stretch it out. In this case, we have 30 years, which is typical. But what happens if I cut it in half? It doubles the payment, because now we have to pay twice as much to get to that number, because now we have half the time. So a lot of people think that if they just change the amortization, it's the same as changing the balloon. It's not. What a balloon means is we're going to make this payment of $1,041.67. And let's say the balloon's 10 years, right? So every single month for 10 years, we're going to make $1,041 payment to you. And at the end of the 10 years, whatever the balance of what we owe you, whatever hasn't been paid off from that number, we owe you in one shot. We're just going to write you a check. That's a balloon. Doesn't change the amortization. We're still stretching it out over 30 years. We're just paying it off early.
Okay. So you think is it recommended to keep that 1,000 monthly payment and then just tell them we're gonna, in 2 or 3 years, we're gonna pay the rest of it off?
Based off what the DM you sent me, that's exactly what they're asking you to do. And it seems like they're asking you to do that not out of any type of need, other than they've already signed paperwork saying they're going to have this paid off in 2 or 3 years. So
Okay.
when that becomes due for them, it also becomes due for whatever buyer is going to buy this deal.
Okay. Got it.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. So I just got to find a buyer that just is willing to do this, basically. So it's looking like. Okay.
Yeah. And as
Okay.
far as the balloon glitch, I think what that's referring to is an appraisal clause, and we have one of those that I can put in contracts. Most of the time, I don't unless it's got an end number on it. So our appraisal clause right now, and if you guys want to copy it, you can. It says if balloon, and then below it is the clause, and the clause says something along the lines of, and I'll post it in the Discord if you guys want, but it says if the equity requirement has not reached, no, I'm sorry. If the equity has not gained 40% by the time the balloon is due, then the balloon is pushed another year.
Okay. So I just got to make sure I have that in the contract.
No,
Oh.
not
Oh.
in this case, because you're not signing a contract with the person who originally had that 2 to 3 year. It's
Okay.
already in place. You have to
Alright.
honor that. It's no different than buying a property with a tenant in it that's on a lease. You can't just kick them out. You can't just raise the rent or change anything. You have to wait until that lease expires because it comes with the house. This
Okay.
2 to 3 year balloon comes with the house. You don't have a choice.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. I'll definitely talk to her tomorrow and see what she says about it, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, and with her in this situation, you don't have to mention a balloon at all. The balloon's already in the deal. It's 3 years.
Okay. So I just got to just let her know that I'm willing to do the deal, and we will put it in. Okay. So I get it. I get what I gotta do. But
Okay.
how do I like, kind of bring it up to her? Because when I was talking to her today, that's when she brought it up. She brought it up that she needs the thing paid off in 2 to 3 years. I forgot how many years exactly. And
Mhm.
then do I just say, okay, yes, I want to
Yeah.
do that? And
Just say
then
that's fine. We can do it like that. I'm going to send you paperwork here in a bit. And then you go to Discord, go to the contracts channel. At the top, there's a blank contract. And then right below it, there's a video shows you how to fill it out step by step. And then you just send it to her.
all right. And then
Now, is this the realtor you're dealing with or the seller?
the real listing agent, yeah, the realtor.
Okay, so in my video, it shows you how to send it to a seller via DocHub or DocuSign. You guys don't do that with a realtor. You leave the seller information blank because you don't know the seller's name. And what you're going to do is fill out the contract, sign it, just like in the video. But instead of sending it through DocHub or DocuSign, download it to your computer, attach it to an email, and email it to the realtor.
Okay.
Once they're ready to proceed, then you just simply ask, okay, great, I need the seller's email address, and I will send them a signable copy. Then you put it into DocHub or DocuSign, whatever.
Okay. Got it. And then all right. All right, sounds good. Thank you, Sean.
Not a problem. Okay. Did you see my filters, Analia? Annalena? Am I saying your name right?
Wait, quick question. Can you go back to I'm trying to take a screenshot of this calculator stuff. So can you go back to the other?
That one?
Yep, thank you. Just get a screenshot of that. All right. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Does anyone else have a question? Oh, okay, that wasn't for me. Okay. I mean, if that's all you guys got, and this was supposed to be an open forum. Oh, Carlos, what's up?
Yeah, the realtor had contacted me back. She asked, what was it? Oh, she wants to know how much is the balloon payment.
The balloon payment is going to be the balance.
That's going to be the balance.
Yeah. When we would do a balloon, the balloon's the balance.
Oh, okay. So I'm just okay.
Yeah. It's whatever the payment is, whatever the balance is, that's the balloon payment. That's the final payment we give them.
Got you. Understood. Thank you.
No worries. Let's see. Kayla, what's up?
Hey, I came in late. I'm sorry. I don't know if you already went over it. I mentioned you on Monday, I believe, and I was saying that I didn't know how to work the calculator when I was putting in the purchase price. No other numbers were changing, so I don't know if I saved it the wrong way. Are other numbers supposed to be like changing or adjusting to when I change the purchase price?
Where, here on this screen?
No, on the other one.
On this one?
I think, yeah.
You shouldn't be able to change the purchase price on this screen at all. It's locked in. That's a formula. It's pulling from
Oh, okay.
this
So which
page.
one do we do? This is the one that we put in the numbers to see if, because when you say like put it in the calculator to see if it works, this is the tab that we need to go on.
Yeah, so you'll fill out this information here, whatever applies, and then
Mhm.
don't forget to change the taxes, insurance, and whatever payment Deal Snipers has to give them. So
Oh, okay.
this one is going to give you the payment that it should be, and then here's where you put the Deal Sniper payment.
Okay.
And
So
then
in pellets and seller finance. Okay, that's what I was confused. I'm still learning how to work the calculator, but I haven't been able to really be attentive that much. So I'll go look into it tonight.
no worries.
Thank
Let me
you.
know if you need anything else. You're welcome.
Okay.
Let's see. Shanine?
Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, score. Okay, what's up?
I know. Bonus points there. Um, I wanted to know how do we let you know that we would like for to JV and you dispo for us?
Oh, sure. I can show you guys that. Actually, you know what? I don't think that there's nothing. I mean, you guys can see the closer stuff, but I don't care. Do I not have, I don't have Discord up. Give me 1 second here. I'll show you guys exactly where it is. There we go. So if you go to Discord and you go into forms and docs, there's a dispo form here. You're going to click on it. It'll download to your computer. It'll open up. Actually, well, hell, I'll show you guys what it is. Share this screen now. Yeah. No, I get it. Thanks. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So this is the disposition form, and it's pretty basic. So you'll fill in what type of deal it is, put that right there, the address. The ARV is only if it's a cash deal. You don't have to worry about that. As a matter of fact, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it from a new person standpoint, yeah, I'm gonna make some changes to this. But you only fill in what applies. The address, ARV, chances are if you don't know what it is, you don't need to put it there. ARV stands for after repair value. That's for cash deals. Bed, bath, square footage, we need that. Cash to seller or down payment, you put that there. Total purchase price, you put there. If it's a subject to deal, we need the balance, the interest rate, and the PITI. If there's an HOA, what's the fee? What did you guys put as a close of escrow? And then here's where you tell me about the condition of the property. If it's just turnkey or completely flipped, beautiful, whatever, you can just put that there. You don't have to fill out all this. The house is jacked up. I need you to fill all this in so I know what I'm working with. Occupancy, let me know if it's vacant, if the tenants are in place, or if the owner's in place. If it's got a tenant, I need to know if it's a month-to-month lease or when the lease ends. What the tenant is paying for rent, what the rental estimate is. That's from Deal Sniper. Long-term rental rate, also from Deal Sniper. I know I've got it in here twice, but that's for other types of deals. Midterm, short-term rental, if you know how to run those numbers and you want to put them in, great. If not, don't worry about it. And I am going to be putting videos out on how to run these numbers as well. Access to the property, typically it's just appointments. If there's a lockbox on the door and you have the code, you can put that there. Summary of the deal, you just want to tell me very briefly what it is and if there's anything special I need to know. Hey, this is going to be a land contract. This is going to be a deed for trust. This is going to be a wrap. This is just a straight sub-2 seller finance, whatever. You put the link, photos link is the Zillow link or the realtor link. Comparables on a creative deal, you don't have to worry about. On a cash deal, I need them here. And then for underwriting details, projected rehab, this is more for cash deals, but if your house is messed up and it's a seller finance, let me know with one of these designations, light, medium, heavy, or gut, just put it right there. And then if it's a creative deal, what's the cash on cash return? And you should know that from the calculator.
Thank you so much. That makes sense now.
Not a problem. And then again, I'm probably going to change this tonight, or at least put a couple of designators on there on what's cash only and things like that. But really, it's only the ARV and the comps that apply to cash deals only. Everything else is synonymous with the creative financing deal, one way or another. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Let me get back to that screen. Okay, I can't see who raised their hand first. Who's had their hand up the longest? Start talking. Really?
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, I have a question. So I was texting this realtor and she said she wants me to submit the offer on a special sales contract form number 2043. Are you like familiar with that at all?
Yeah, so a lot of realtors, and sometimes it's state regulated and they're not just being, difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not.
Mhm.
I'm not, I mean, it's just their whatever state contract that they typically use. And I think
Okay.
that would be a good segue to say something along the lines of, hey, I don't have one. If I send you my offer, can you transfer it to that contract and I'll pay you as a buyer's agent? Or can you just send me a
Mhm.
copy of that contract and I'll fill it in and send it to you?
Yeah. I did ask her, I'm like, if you send me like you said, like a template, like I could fill it out and everything. But I was just wondering, like, if I'm protected in that contract as like the wholesaler, because I know in our contract that we have, it says like I could exit the agreement under any circumstances. I just don't know how different this contract is from that one.
Absolutely. So here's what you want to do. You want to make it, you want to make sure, and this is for anybody who's using a realtor's contract or who says, I want you to use my contract. It's fine. Here's what you need to tell them needs to be in the contract. EMD is not due until after the inspection period,
Okay.
and the contract needs to be assignable, or the contract needs to state or not state that it's not assignable.
Okay.
And if you want to play it on the safe side, just tell them, hey, throw it in there that this contract is assignable. Obviously, I'm moving this to my buyers.
Okay.
And then even after that, once they send it to you to sign, send it to me first. I'll look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
If I see anything funky in there, I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. That was probably gonna be my plan, just to send it over to you so you could check it over.
Yeah, not a problem. But make sure you're looking at it too, so you're learning from it as well.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good then. Thank you.
No problem. Zena, what's up?
Oh, I just had a question about the Excel spreadsheet that you had up earlier. I
Sure.
just want to know where can I get a copy of it?
That is in the Discord under
Okay.
contracts on the left. There's a
Oh,
contract
okay.
panel at the very top.
All right. Got it. Thanks.
No problem. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Sean.
What's up, Leslie?
I'm thinking I have a few properties that the real estate agent sent to me. I can just plug this and start sending him offer by tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Leslie, come on here.
C'est qui est ça, hein? Hello? Ou madame qui j'aime bien ou pas? Qui est souillé?
I love this community.
Quel
Thanks for
quel est votre nom? All right,
yeah,
man.
Leslie, to answer your question, yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can start doing that tonight. And
Yeah.
here's the thing, if you ever want me to take a look at it, all you need to do, and this goes for anybody, again, I'm not going to do the work for you guys, so I want you to do it first and then send it to me. But all I really need to see is this page right here, that little screenshot. And then if you want to get technical, send me the corresponding, if it's a seller finance, send me that. If it's a hybrid, send me that. If it's a sub 2, send me that. You send me those two things, I'll tell you if it's a good deal or not. And here's what you're looking for. You're looking for that to be ideally less than 15, at most 20. And you're looking for that to be a minimum of 10. But remember, 10 is bottom of the barrel. And the only thing that controls the cash on cash return in the biggest way, you can control it by lowering the purchase price of the down payment, but it's not going to be that much. You want to make big efforts on changing this. The only thing that does that is the monthly payment. because it's the only thing you can change. You can't change what the market rent is for this property. You can't change what the mortgage is if it's a subject to or hybrid. The only thing that you can change that affects the cash on cash return in the biggest way is the monthly payment to the seller. Cool?
Cool. One more question. So
Go
when
for
I
it.
send it to the agent, I'm just gonna tell him it's owner finance
Yeah.
or just
Owner finance, seller finance, both of those mean the exact same thing.
okay. All right.
Awesome. Does anyone else have a question? Oh, go ahead. Who said
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, Sean, I got a quick question. What's going on, man?
What's up, Tyler?
Not much, bro. I'm just trying to get into this deal sniper thing, and I was actually trying to do a quick search on Zillow because for whatever reason my Mac isn't allowing me to kind of scroll through some of the properties on Redfin. But when I did set the filters to only show properties that had been on Zillow for more than 6 months, it showed me properties that have only been listed for like 20 days. Here I can like share my screen
Wait, on Zillow?
if
No, you
you
don't
want
have to do
to.
that.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at it.
Yes.
Because from what I understand, Zillow had that function first. Yeah, right. All right, so let's just grab this one.
I mean, you could do like a real life case study for me if you want to go back and type in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Okay, and then I want this for sale.
Right.
And then more. Let's see. Owner posted, agent posted, that's fine. I don't really have to take those off. Square footage, basement, number of stories, view, days on Zillow. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I was doing. I clicked 6 months.
Okay.
I also set a price range from 200 to 350,000. Purchase price
Okay. Let's see.
should be at the top.
Oh, duh. As you guys can see, I don't use Zillow that often. What was your max?
350,
Nice.
and
then
then the min
250?
was 200. 200, yeah. Just
Okay.
gotten a little bit expensive, so I figured I'd use a range that was a little bit higher than what you recommended in the deal sniper videos. But when I was going through the list, you can see the one on the right. It says 25 days in Zillow. Like, why would that one appear?
Oh, you know why? Probably because I didn't take off. No? Actually, we can do that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Well, foreclosures, yes. Foreclosed, no. New constructions. Coming soon. 6 days on Zillow, 6 months.
Right.
Huh.
And you see the one below that's like 23 hours ago.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's.
that's not going to help me.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's do that. No, that didn't do anything. Well, I mean, it kind of did, but I'm starting to think that maybe these are ads for prop, like with the ones where people will pay money to Zillow to be at the top of the list.
Hmm.
So that could be it. Let's do that.
I was also thinking like maybe they were on Zillow for more than 6 months, then they got taken off, and now
And then re-put back on. That could be it.
they're put back on. Or
Yeah,
they've
I
only been on
mean,
for 20 days or whatever.
I guess if you want to get rid of that, just sort it by either high to low or low to high. Oh no, there's 36 days. There's 29 days. Wow. You guys don't put offers on property like that if it's creative. Cash, sure,
Yeah.
but creative, don't do that.
And I guess I just
Yeah,
have
this
to
one.
we'll dig into it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, Zillow used to be the go-to, but you guys are screwing up now. But if I price it low to high, I mean, there's 65 days. Zillow's like hell with your settings. Look at that, 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what? Use Redfin.
No, Zillow's like that.
Yeah, Zillow just lost my business. Use
Mm.
Redfin.
But I've noticed that a lot with Zillow. I don't know why it's like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I use Zillow more
I would
often.
just,
I
I
mean,
would just,
Redfin.
yeah, I would just go to Redfin. And if they're not going to honor because it's in here, right? I don't have to hit enter or anything,
Right.
right? I'm not exactly a boomer, but I'm close. Yeah, no, this should definitely take those away because Redfin does it. Redfin's G. I can do that and go to filters, and I don't have to change a damn thing but this one. Even if I did 180 days, and then just zoom out. And let's look at this one. Now, this is a new construction, but yeah, it's been on market 180 days. Yeah, just use Redfin,
Okay.
dude.
Redfin it is. All right. Thanks, Sean.
No problem. Also, guys, I think it's a waste of time to put offers on new constructions. Even though they've been listed for this long, I get it. But I mean, not all the time. Sometimes if it's a smaller builder or a smaller company that owns it, they'll be more open to it, especially finding out that you're working with actual investors. But a lot of times they want just cash and they'll just wait it out. So don't try not to waste your time on new constructions. Unless you got an in or you know for a fact it's a tiny company that may be open to it. That's it. Yeah, bye Zillow. Let's see. Leslie, what's up?
Yeah, something you just caught my attention. Can you just put an offer on a property that look like it been flipped?
Yeah. Yeah, the better looking the property, the better.
And it's listed at the top of the market price.
Yeah, that's fine. Because a lot of times, once you start using Deal Sniper, you'll see. But a lot of times, Deal Sniper is going to add, $15, $20, $30,000 to whatever they're asking for anyway, because it's a creative deal. So I know, Leslie, your mindset is cash deal. So you're thinking buy a crappy house for a discounted price, sell it to a flipper. Someone's going to flip it and make 30 grand and then move on. So they care about the ARV, they care about the condition. It's not like that with creative deals. With creative deals, the buyers are looking for cash flow. They're not going to flip it. They don't care what it's worth. They almost don't really care what it's being purchased for, as long as it cash flows well. That's all they care about.
Yeah, since I met you, man, I changed my mind a long time.
Well, good. Welcome aboard.
All right.
Anybody else have a question? There you go. Jonathan's the same way. Only cares about cash flow. All right. Going once. Going twice. All right, we're done. Cool. Well, thank you guys for being on the training. If you need anything, just fair warning, it is Wednesday. I've got quite a bit of paperwork and contracts to send out on behalf of people. You can always message me in the Discord. Just give me a little bit to answer you back if I'm busy. Other than that, you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, man.
Not a problem. See you guys.
Thank
All right.
you.